Welcome, everyone. I hope everyone is having a good day. I see the chat is going. Hey, let me know if you can see and hear me. I see Florida in there. I see another Florida, New Hampshire, Wisconsin, New York, Texas, East Tennessee, Long Island. Just let me know if you can see and hear me. That would be great to know, to be honest. I'd be here talking by myself. That wouldn't be good. Yes, sir, you're fine. Thank you. Thank you very much. So, all right. And we start at 5x5 from Alabama. Tim, Kentucky, you're good. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Forrest from Colorado. Mile High Prepper. Haven't heard from you in a while. So, yes, loud and clear. South Dakota's in the house. Hey, guys, thank you, everyone, for joining. I don't know why I'm reading it down here when I can read it right here. So it's been a while since I've used this software. So, Cali, North Carolina, Oklahoma, sweet. Welcome, everyone. This is going to be fun. It's going to be hopefully educational and motivational as well. So, I'm going to trust you guys. We'll just, this is always scary for me if um, the chat room just going because I don't have any moderators, anyone in there that it's just we're live and raw. So I've got a presentation I'm going to bring up, and hey, thanks for joining us. Here we go. Let us get. Do you see? I don't know, but I put some pressure on Iran, and looks like we're not going to destroy them tonight. So I think that's a good thing. So that was good news, just came out. So let's see if they hold up to it. You show me, yeah. So anyway, tonight we're going to be talking area study and area intelligence, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my path with this, which has been over 20 years. And then I'm going to tell you, we're going to go over the history of like an area study intelligent area intelligence. I literally have just partnered with someone from Homeland Security that is literally has been doing this for Homeland Security, which is awesome. Can't he? He still hasn't exited yet. He's getting a new job, and so I can't wait for that though. But so anyway, let us get started. So who am I? Like, who is this Yahoo? So my name is Forrest Garvin. I'm former United States Air Force. I was in the 317th MAC, which is maintenance. What is it? Some Air Squad. I can't remember what it stands for. The 66th Air Operational Squadron. I remember that because that's kind of what I went to once I was in the 317th. What is it? Avionics. I don't even know. And then JSOX is Chief Operation, Joint Chiefs Operations. Sol 2 is Special Operations Low Level. 2 is at night. You can see some people they take their military and that's their life. I didn't do that. I was only in for 4 years and a consultant for one. So I mean, I don't know. Anyway, then later on, I went to college, became graduated, went to Nations Bank, and then was the webmaster. Hired as the webmaster, put their first website on the internet, and then it became Bank of America, and I was a part of a group called the Strategic Technology Group, which was a they're from that group, they're CEO of banks and you know chief technology officers. I'm probably the loser of the group at this point. Then I founded a company called Broadband Avenue. We built 5 internet data centers. I'm a survival Krav Maga NRA instructor. I'm a survival retreat consultant. I'm a ham radio license general speaker educator. I do 2 podcasts called I Love Pain, and that's the Prepping Academy and the Privacy and Freedom podcast. I've authored 4 books, number one sellers. Authored more than 4, but 4 were number one sellers on Amazon. Created 2 internet or 2 business incubators where we would invite people in, invest in them, help them with their business plan, financials, C suites, all that kind of stuff. I took a company public took the S1 filing, took a company public called Solar Shore One. I own a company called Gray Man Protections, which is a privacy and security company. I have Garvin Academy. I'm the founder of PrepperNet. And that last thing, if y'all remember, I was the owner and CEO of a company called Son Ovens International a long time ago, 7 years ago. I left there 4.5 years ago. Since then, they've gone out of business. Oh, there's my family right over to the right. That's my whole family. No grandchildren, just me and the kids and my son's wife. But since then, that company's been out of business. I'd like to introduce y'all to, for the very first time ever, is I am, it's a brand new company, have nothing, zero to do with Son Ovens International, zero. But we'll be producing a product very similar, using the same manufacturer, and starting to sell them. I think my kids are working on the website today. So we're releasing this and we're bringing it back to life. So anyway, you're the first to hear about it. And outside my family and about 20 friends. So we're going to be launching mysolaroven.com. And it's the same manufacturer, same parts, same a lot, but different. It's just different mindset, different everything. So let us keep going. I do want to introduce you guys something that I created in one of my courses. I teach a course called Gain Freedom Through a Home-Based Business. And so I created this entire website while my students watched me. And it's an affiliate marketing, through Amazon affiliate links and other links we're bringing in now. We just released a brand new site yesterday, and it gives us a lot more freedom in everything we're doing. But that site, within the first year, will do about over $24,000. And so that's $2,000 a month in the first year. If you're interested, I'm interested in selling the whole site, but not yet. But yeah, I created that as an example. But yeah, go there, support our nonprofit as well. And it's called Prenert. You can read about it. There's a little link somewhere right here, Prenert, and you can read all about the nonprofit we're putting together and some major software behind that as well. It's going to be really just sweet. So most people think they know their area. Few questions. Do you know your neighbors, their values, their skills, their resources? Do you know who they voted for? I mean, that tells a lot about a person these days, right? Where the nearest water sources are, and we're not talking faucets, maybe ponds, maybe creeks. Who has medical training nearby? Where are food, hardware, fuel points? Who has 4 drives in your neighborhood? Who has ham radios in your neighborhood? Where's the nearest radio tower you could crawl up and maybe get on your handheld HF or handheld walkie-talkie ham radio, whatever, and the materials around you? There's wood pile, bricks, rocks. I mean, do you know your neighborhood? Well, the military struggled with this. And in the 40s, the military, with the United States Army and the U.S. Intelligence Agency, came up with a thing called an area study. And before they would go into an area, they would look at the terrain, the infrastructure, the population, the resources the area had. I mean, there are fuel stations and diesel big old drums for trucking. I mean, that means they could carry in less, possibly. Transportation routes in and out, and the threats when they're there. So literally by the way, the Office of Strategic Services became the CIA later. So it was the CIA and the U.S. Army that came up with these area studies. And if you do some research, this was even long done before that. This is where it came kind of mainstream, is during World War II. But we know, and there's some stories about Nathan Bedford Forrest that actually did a few area studies before they went and attacked places. So I kind of think maybe it's been around a while, but it was just kind of formalized and kind of canned in the 40s. So a military intelligence profile of a geographical area used to plan operations. So if let's say for that island outside of Iran, if we're going to go and take that island, wouldn't we want to know exactly everything that's on it? Maybe watch it for the last 2 months to see if they're planning mines. We want to know does it have water? We would want to know all the resources of that area. That's kind of what an area study is. And then you want to, how do people get to it? You would want to know everything about this little island. And so that's what the military does, and they do it often. So, and what is an area study map? An area study map is the research and the information, and then put onto a map so you can see the data. And I've got just a beautiful example of that here in a minute. But you study and you get all these numbers and all this data, then you put it on a map so you can kind of visualize it and you can see it quickly and see how far and how relative something is to something else. So an area study map is the visual product created from the area study, the data. It turns information into the beautiful photo of what you're going into. And so it's people visualize much better than they see data on a sheet. And I'm going to show you that, which actually really, it gave me a promotion and a raise at my bank when I'll tell you a small story about that. So a prepper area study map is a tool used to analyze your local area so you can survive and make better decisions during emergencies. It focuses you and your preparedness by helping you understand your environment, your risks, and available resources. If I'm in a neighborhood that has 7 doctors, okay, I know I have 7 doctors. I know where they live. That's one less thing I may not have to prepare as much. If I'm in a neighborhood with 24 master gardeners, I'm like, okay, maybe I don't need to be a green thumb myself. And so that's kind of the thing. If you know what's around you, it can help you prepare better. If you're in the hood, you might need more guns and ammo. Okay, just joking there, but kind of serious. So why an area study? It increases your survivability. The more you know around you, when the grid goes down or COVID happens or something major happens, the more you know around you, and the better off you'll be in any situation. A lot of times in like a personal one-on-one in a restaurant or out, we'll call that situational awareness. But this is situational awareness for your area of a mile, 2 miles, 3 miles around your house. A little bit, it's hard to just pay attention to all that. So it develops realistic expectations of the future. So let's say that you're in Las Vegas and the power grid goes out and you're like, oh, where am I going to get water? Well, if you have your area study, you should know where some water points are. You also probably should know long term, you might need to get out of there and might not have been a good place to start. But because they literally pump all their water in to the area. So then you could go, okay, we can survive here for like 3 weeks before probably all the water's gone, after we drink all the water in the pools and all this kind of stuff. We got to hightail it out of here. So it will give you expectations of how you plan for the future as well. It also helps us anticipate future events. If you're in Vegas, you can maybe do the math on how much water is in Vegas and go, if the power's out, the generators are out, people here in 60 days, we're going to be without clean water. There's an issue. Or we're going to use because I'm hoping a lot of you guys read the books by Wim Fortune, 1 Second After. If they would have done an area study, they would have known that, hey, I-40 comes right through Black Mountain, North Carolina. people are going to be traveling to the mountains. They're going to come right through our town. And they should have known that. If they would have done an area study, they could have predicted that in a sense. So now imagine I'm in the Smithsonian. This is in 1992, right before, 1993. I just got hired at Nations Bank, and I was there for about 5 months. And I went up to a wall, and this wall kind of stood at me, and it was just staring, and I was just staring in it. And this wall, actually, I've tried to find a photo of this wall and can't find it anywhere. It is nothing but information, just information. You could see some of it was the same information, kind of overlaying. What they want you to see is what does this mean? What is this? And you're like, oh, I don't know what this is. Then a man came up to me. He goes, you see that information? I said, yeah. He goes, look to the right over here. And I looked, and there's this little photo or lithograph. It's maybe a foot by 2 feet. It's not even big. And it's this right here. And you're like, okay. And then he goes, okay, so all them numbers on the wall there represent Napoleon's march to Moscow and his retreat back from Moscow. So all that information, it had times, it had temperatures, it had time, it had rivers, it had the number of men, it had all these data points, and you'll see the data points on the next slide. So you can see the beige. He started out with a lot of men, and you can see he lost over half his men before he got to Moscow. And if you look in Moscow, when he retreated, there was no fight. He left and with the same amount of men that he got there with. And every time you crossed a creek or a river, look right here when he crossed this river, it was freezing and his people died. Here's where he flanked some supplies off here. Not sure if y'all can see my mouse or not, but every time he crossed these rivers and the temperature, he lost men. And you're like, what the heck? So now with all this data, you're like, okay, what does this mean? What's the dates? What's the temperatures? And now we put it on the map and you're like, oh man, he lost half his people getting there, and he lost a lot of them coming back. You can see he ended up with very few people back when in 1813. But this whole map was on that wall, and you're like, what is going on? So that all the data was the army size, the location, the movement where they were going, the temperature, time and date, and distance traveled. All that was on that map. All that was in this thing that made no sense when people looked at it. You can't see what's going on there. I guess you could read it and figure it out. That is what we call data visualization. When you can just look at something and go, oh, I see what you're saying. I see the information. I see the data. And I came back and used this at the bank. I'm not going to get into it, but it was to do credit card defaults in different cities. And I built a little pyramid on top of the cities, and we could tell how much money we were spending, how much our credit default rate was, how much money we were losing, all this stuff, everything. And then we could make decisions on each city of where we needed to spend money and where we didn't need to spend money. It got me literally a bonus and a large and a pay raise, a bonus and a position raise. So anyway, but just by going to the Smithsonian, that's why I have this in a frame in my house. So how did it all start for me? Because that's important that the person that's teaching you should know. So in 2002, my survival group started. I was the webmaster at Bank of America, and I'm like, I knew the bank we were protected for Y2K, but I had friends that worked at the Duke Power. They have many nuclear engine, power company. Reactors, and they were like sweating bullets in December. And I'm like, holy moly. And I remember he said at one point they were getting fined $38,000 a day because they haven't passed test. And that's not a lot, I don't guess, for them. But so my survival group started in 2000. We secured a retreat in 2002. We actually have a retreat, same exact retreat we have today. Our group created a resource and risk map in 2006. That was 20 years ago. We didn't know what to call it. We just knew that we needed to get to know and see what was going on around our retreat, and we did in a big way. And we had it mapped out. We had everything. We walked that area like crazy. 2011, I was in a neighborhood, and I was wanting to test some of my skills from learning it from putting together this resource and risk map. That's what we call it. And I became the homeowner president. I wasn't a bad one, the homeowner president. And I asked everyone to friend me on Facebook. And I kid you not, I knew when couples were having fights. I knew when guys bought guns. I knew when ladies had the ladies' night. I knew when their kids, made bad grades on report cards. You wouldn't believe the information people shared. And I printed this 6 foot by 6 foot map and put it in my bonus room up on the wall. And it was one of the biggest pains I've ever done in my life. Imagine a 6 foot map. So the houses are this big. I mean, we had 125 houses. We're about this big. You could put a lot of information in there, but I don't have the best handwriting. You would write and you'd fill in all this information about, your neighbors, and then they move or their son goes to college or something happens. You're like, oh, you take white out and put it in there. Then I would use sticky notes every now and then because I didn't want to take the time and write it in there real neat. I take a sticky notes. It was the biggest pain in the butt I've ever done in my life. And then with people, it got to the point I'm like, it was hard to even update. It was just so. That was in 2011. So you can see I've been frustrated and been doing this on my mind for a long time. In 2017, I moved into a new neighborhood, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to start this again. But I did, and I started using Google Earth, which you guys know Google Earth is not, it's Google. It's not secure. And I didn't feel really good about putting little points on the map saying this neighbor is a jerk or this neighbor's cheating on his wife. I think this neighbor's cheating on his wife. I didn't want to put that kind of stuff on there. Yes, you can find, come on now. You guys live in a neighborhood. I don't live in a neighborhood like that anymore. But in 2000, and I just didn't feel right about it. But I did it for a while, and then I literally stopped and deleted everything. So then in 2022, I created some software for myself. This is some of the software screenshots. And I have some of the screenshots of the map, but when I blur it out, because there's real information on there, and I just don't like sharing that. I did share it in one video, and I need to go in there and edit it out, but you can't see a lot. But it's but anyway. But then I started some neighborhood software, and I called it Neighborhood Watch Software because I didn't want anybody to know what I was creating. And I put like some information, and I had some developers helping me, and you could see, neighborhood there, and I was marking, people, resources, creeks, dams, all this kind of stuff. And I had that working, and I used that from 2022 until 2025. And I used that. And everyone in my group, I gave this to everyone in my group, and they were using it as well. And it worked good for us. We couldn't share data. It was really limited, but it was private. It was only on our computer, and none of the information was shared on the internet. So it worked. But things change. And so we had to change. But I hope everyone has read some of these books. I know if you guys have read one of these books, or I know it's probably 90% of you guys, just tell me in the chat room there saying, yeah, if you read the first one, you might not have read the second one, but the first one, you kind of understand the story there. And Black Mountain, the poop hits the fan, they kind of band together, and all these surprises and things happen. And most everyone has read this. And so I'm going to kind of use that as we go over, read all of them. Yeah. So I'm going to kind of use that as examples as we go through the next few slides. Okay. And you'll get it, and it will kind of hit you a little bit. Read the first two. Yep. Okay. So, okay, a preparedness area study includes your area overview. It's a general look of the region, your little town, and within your county, the population, how it's laid out, what's going on. And that's kind of like you start with that little area study of what's going on. Like in Black Mountain, there's Montreat, there's Old Fort, there's Marion's a little too far. That would be in the next one. But there's little towns right there around Black Mountain, and you would do like a study of like who lives there. What's the land layout? Oh, we have an interstate called I-40 that comes right through our town, and the town's kind of close. And this is kind of the start of someone in Black Mountain doing an area study. Then they would extend that out, and they would go to travel routes. And then neighboring communities. I mean, there's Hickory. If y'all remember, people from Hickory, they came from Charlotte up to Hickory, right straight through Black Mountain, and they hung up a guy from the bridge and all this kind of stuff to deter them from coming. But they would do that study, and they would know that, okay, this is going to be a big issue for us. And then why would they go into the mountains? Well, there's water in the mountains. And there's usually safety when it comes to, because there's less population. There's many reasons. They would have figured all this out in a good area study for if you're in the town of Black Mountain. And then travel routes, of course, major roads, of course, railroads, rivers. It's funny because Black Mountain and right there in Montreat, all the water is right there, and a lot of Asheville gets the water from there, if you remember from the story. But you would know that, okay, if there's a water source here, people are going to be coming for the water as well. Why would people be coming? That's the questions you would ask. Then the terrain, the weather, the weather's pretty nice in that area. It does snow a lot, kind of gets cold, not very cold, because the elevation's only about 1,300 feet or so. But there's a lot of old mining shafts, a lot of caves, a lot of if you walk up behind Montreat, you go to Mount Mitchell, is right up behind Mount Montreat up there, and behind Montreat in the area is just nothing but mountain area. I think it's the Pisgah National Forest. There's nothing else there. And if you're going to hike up that, you can hike up it pretty easy because, but you can hike up there and that's about the only place in North Carolina you can get lost. I'm just telling you, it's, it goes up there a way. If you keep going, you can go to Burnsville, that's in Yancey County, had a lot of the flooding. Population, community, the culture, everybody knew that kind of, Asheville is kind of like, they call it the left coast. Or the right, or but yeah, it's kind of very a lot of a lot of liberals, a lot of people, a lot of people that are not like-minded with a lot of preppers. We'll say that. Not used to, but maybe it's changed. So do you want to go get mixed up in that? What's going to go on over there? So you would do a study on the people, up at the college, there's kids up there. Most of them are good kids because good kids. Bad kids go to a Christian school, but a lot less. And it's a great, I went to that school, by the way. For the record, I went to Montreat Anderson. It was a 2-year college when I went there, but now it's a 4-year called Montreat College. Then you want to look at, what's society running? What's the power there? Where's the water coming from? What's the hospitals like? Well, the only hospitals near there is Asheville. Fuel station, fuel distribution. You would look at all this in your area study, and you may determine, hey, this is not a good place for us to be. Or you could determine, hey, there's not a lot of food here. It could be like the food desert, not many grocery stores. They're going to be overrun pretty quickly. We need to make sure we have enough food for our group or for our family. We need to make sure it's hidden. You would determine all this, and it helps you prepare as you analyze your hood, in a sense. What's the local government there? I don't know. I know I'm in Union County, North Carolina now. We're a deep red right next to Mecklenburg County, which is blue as you can get. I know our sheriff in Union County is what they call a Second Amendment sheriff, saying, "Hey, if the government comes for your guns, shoot them, and we'll take care of everything later." The blue Mecklenburg, he's not like that. And so, huge difference in the government. And the mayor does matter, but the sheriff matters. And I think personally, and from experience, the sheriff matters, number one, the fire chief in the area, and then possibly the mayor, and then city council, whatever. But anyway, so public safety, in Black Mountain, they actually have a great first responder there, because I have a friend that's on a first responder unit there, and she's been there for years. And she lives down the road, but she works at an entire area, says that they're grade A, they have the great equipment. But really, what are they going to do? I mean, they couldn't, during the floods and the hurricane, they were very limited in what they could do. I remember I was in Tryon, North Carolina, and I was trying to get 6 miles to Saluda because we had prepper camp, and I couldn't make it 6 miles. The matter of fact, a deputy says you can't get there. It's just impossible at this point to get there with some, but they knew, and they were very friendly. So it's a good, but they're limited when a disaster happens. Some of their houses got destroyed as well. And so that takes, a person or two out of the game there as well. Local economy. What's the local economy in Black Mountain? They have some pharmaceutical companies. They have some engineering companies, actually. The university is kind of useless, I'll be honest, because they do cybersecurity. So cybersecurity is very important, but when the crap hits the fan, if they don't have internet, that's one of their major things now is cybersecurity college now. But they do have a lot of believers that could help as well, because that definitely need a pastor or minister around you during these times. And then potential risk, meaning supply, population pressure. You guys get it. So these are all the kind of things you want to put on your area of study. And I'm going to kind of I've laid some out here. You want to know who can grow things in your neighborhood? Where's fuel? Does someone have extra fuel tanks for their farm or tractors? Who has ham radio license? What alleyways or shared roads, driveways, and who owns them? What gates? Who owns them gates? Why are they locked? Who has dogs that are friendly and aggressive? What's a rental property? Who's renting and who's not renting? Because that makes a huge difference during the grid down. What homes are vacant? There is all this stuff. If you can map all this stuff before and keep it up to date before a disaster, a crap hits the fan or lights out, you are far ahead of everyone. Don't expect your knowledge to remember all this, because when you're under pressure, and this is the military, you practice over and over, and you task list, you have your checklist, because when you're under pressure, sometimes you forget things, you don't think clearly, and that's why the military just trains that. That's why we had 72-hour, exercises, and it's like over and over, and you're like, okay, we just did this last night, we're doing it again tonight, and you didn't sleep for 72 hours, and they're trying to put that pressure and that stress on you, so to see if you make mistakes, to see if you're following the checklist, and see if you know what you're really doing. So that's why if you have all this kind of laid out on a map, it improves your situation at all times. So you need to become from a resident to a planner. So you might be called the weird one in the neighborhood, but that's fine, okay? Few people think strategically about this. Military planners think it in terms of advantage, risks, mobility, supplies, observation, or control. Preppers shouldn't just stockpile supplies. Having supplies is great, but they should think about planning everything that could possibly happen to them as well. That's why that game, the conflicted card game, was also an awesome game. I've actually recreated that digitally. Haven't released it yet, but because it makes you think and of situations and how you would handle that. So why you should not put this on Google Earth? I mean, there's a lot of private things there. You should not put this in Google Documents. Google copies everything. You guys know that. Shouldn't be on Facebook groups. Facebook can see people. I'll tell you this, that there are groups that have permission to go inside of groups to see what they're doing. And I'm not going to say anything else, but there are groups possibly like privacy and security companies, when they're hunting people on the U.S. Marshals top 100 list, which you get $25,000, and you're trying to track people down, they give you special permissions to get into some groups when you ask them. My company found 3 last year on the U.S. Marshals list. Helped them apprehend 3 in the top 100 people. That was $25,000 a piece. So I know that for a fact. So you don't see, other people see outside of Facebook what could be going on in your group. So operation security matters. Wrong eyes should never see information. I know in my old neighborhood, 2 neighborhoods ago, I knew a guy was cheating on his wife because I knew when she left town and I could see across the way what was going on. And I'm like, that's information. I don't need to be putting that anywhere. So it's just interesting, just food for thought there. So key takeaways. Better intelligence leads to better decisions. I think everyone would agree with that. Understanding the risk before you prepare, because you may go, I mean, if you're preparing and you've spent, $3,000 on water storage, and you have a pond and 2 springs and a creek and a pool, come on, you didn't think through that very good. Preparation only works if it's ready. If you know what you want to do, you have everything ready to go, and preparedness starts with you. If you're in a group, you be the person forcing this issue to being prepared. Don't rely on others. I've done that. When I started this group, I went and got 7 of my best friends. You guys may know the story. I went to 7 of my best friends and I said, hey, I'm starting this thing. I don't know what it's called, but we need to do something. I was nervous. And I don't know if you guys were, but Fred that works at Duke Energy said they didn't know if some of their software was going to reboot or what it was going to do, because they couldn't fix it. And people were like, what? So I forced the issue with my group from day one. Thank goodness at this time now, 25 years later, 26 years later, we have other people that are smarter than me and have kind of taken over and are running, not taken over, but I'm still there. But they're helping us run the group, and it's a lot of weight off my back. But in the beginning, it may have to be you pushing everyone and everything. So this isn't just about personal preps or a binder on a shelf. This isn't like printing things off, putting in the binder. I did that. We did that. It was awful. It stunk when people moved or when we got information wrong and we noted it in there. We had to use erasers, but then we started going to pencils, and then we did it the old way the military taught you. It's about gathering and sharing information with your group, and your group can do this. It's kind of hard to do with one binder in your bug out location. Build your tribe today so you won't be alone tomorrow. That's kind of funny. Yeah. Get married today, have some kids. No. So, but build your tribe now. Listen, a lot of people in the preparedness industry has literally, they just kind of taken off. Oh, we've got Donald Trump. I'm like, okay, you may agree with his politics, but I can say this, and don't give me flack for this. We've been closer, we've been more in danger with Trump as president than when Biden was president. Let's just be honest. I don't remember anyone. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we got Cuba, we got Venezuela, we got, Hamas, we got, we're in a lot of mess, and it's cleaning up and everything's working out and everything. And gosh, I don't know if I'm safer now. Maybe I am. I never even thought about that. So don't ridicule me on that. But goodness, it's trying times. But guess what? Things change in 3 years. What's going to happen? I don't know. So there's some good books out there. Great one is the best one. Is the one that the United States military put together. It is available. You can find it for free. It's a FM 34 through 36. It's not all about this. This is kind of, it just mentions a little bit, a few sections on doing it. Then there's Mike's book on the Area Intelligence Handbook. I just learned today he is coming out with a new book soon. Well, actually, I knew that a couple weeks ago. And then there's the Green Beret Area Study Workbook as well, by Bob. Don't know Bob, so anyway, there's some books out there you can read about and learn. I will say this, I'm a prepper. I'm a civilian. I was in the military, but I don't need to prepare like a military does. I need to prepare like a prepper does. And so I look at things a little different than a lot of these books. And I think you as a prepper would too. But you can learn so much in these books. So I want to just show you an example of what it could be. Just think, one day in the perfect world, let's say this is your hood and you start mapping things out and you live there where the house is. And you're like, I mean, this is just for fun, guys. You're like, okay, there's a fireman right over here, lives beside me. I have a friend. Then there's a loser. See the guy with the L up? Come on. We all have them in our neighborhood, right? We all have losers. There's doctors. There's a ham radio guy, former military. We have a farmer, over there, maybe a master gardener on the far right. A medic up in the top over there. We have a sex offender over that way. There's the police station. We have all these things, and we need to map these things out. And so we know, and you're like, oh, I got all this. I know this. But I'm telling you, in times of stress and pressure, and people coming through your neighborhood, and you see fire or smoke, I mean, you need to know this. And mapping this out and putting it down is a great way to get started. So this is kind of the demographics portion. I had fun with this, by the way. Then I did one with, who has 4-wheel drive trucks, who has, natural gas. Who has chickens? Oh, I even have some cows back there in the pasture. Who has like, wireless internet to a satellite. I put a little world there with a mouse there. Where's some water sources? There's some gas. Well, I know Tom across the street, he can fill his trucks up. He has a little gas pump back there. And then there's grocery store, and you can map this out. And so where all this is before the poop hits the fan, and you're stuck in your house and you're like, okay, we're going to make a run tonight. We got to go get some natural gas. Where are we going? And if you know about where it is beforehand, you're good to go. So anyway, I just imagine if you can visualize this and you could buy a map and it's all there. That would be pretty sweet, wouldn't it? Well, it would be pretty sweet. So let me do a demo of something that I created. I promise you, I never in my life was wanting to sell this. I wasn't. I did not put this together for you. I put this together for me. And then I started sharing it with a few people, and they're like, holy moly. Now, as we go through this demo, you don't have to buy this software. You can still do it any way you want to. I put this together for us. My group's been using this for almost 6+7 months. I've given this out to about 30 people to test it over the last 2 months. And so anyway, trust me, I did not create this to sell, but let me just show you this if you don't mind. First of all, let me show you the website if you don't mind, because you got some of the things on the website here. Just hang with me, guys. You're going to love this. I promise. I called it the Area Study Map. And so that's the domain name, areastudymap.com. It says your area, your intel, your control. And I want you to see here, it says offline first, privacy first, local storage, no app store. So when you use this software, some of it is on the internet and pulls information down. But this is all the information you put into this is on your computer, never leaves your computer ever. So what we did is we had a security audit done. It says your data stays on your computer, period. I want you to see that. It goes through here of all the different things and tells you exactly, where the data is, where it is user data. No, all this stuff, because there's a lot. This thing's a lot, overwhelming, but it just tells you, the audit will tell you literally this data, your data stays on your computer and is never uploaded. So your data lives on your computer and only your computer. So once we got that, a lot of you guys can relax a little bit, okay? And you can run this off the internet, completely disconnected from the internet, 100%. It works through a browser, and it works on any computer. We've got it on a Raspberry Pi. We've got it on Linux, 5 different Linux systems. We got it on Windows. We got it on Macintosh. It can run on your phone, your tablet, everything it can run on. So don't even ask the questions there. So the features, let's look through a few of the features, offline first, local pin, a map and pin system. We got categories, filters, field notes, drawing, sketching. You can export it and back it up. Why would you want to export it? Maybe put it on another computer. Maybe share it with people within your group. This is what it's called right here. It's installed in your browser. It's called a progressive web app. Go and do all your research. Challenge me on this stuff. You should. I'm privacy and security guy. You should absolutely ask questions. Updates without losing your data. But we do have that backup, always backup. Private by design, live internet tools, map and overlay, measuring tools, critical infrastructure, fully customizable markers. We got everything built, everything built in this. Okay. It's crazy. Okay. So let's look at live intel real quick. You can find all the police stations, fire stations, hospitals, power stations, water treatment, dams, bridges, power grids, sheriff offices, gas and oil pipes, railroad lines. I didn't know there were so many railroads. I thought there was one railroad track, but they count every single little branch. Hardware stores, grocery stores, gun stores, gas stations, propane. Now, all this is online. Then you can mark it, okay? Wells, springs, hydrants, churches, schools, libraries, campgrounds, veterinarians, FEMA shelters. That's where you want to go. Just kidding. Don't be going there. Cell towers, AM, FM, ham repeaters, GMRS. Ham and GMRS are not quite working right now. They just went to an API, and I'm waiting to get approval for that. SDR stations, HF beacons, Meshtastic networks. I saw someone type in Node map on there, Node network map on there. NOAA radio. Matter of fact, you can listen to some of these anywhere in the world. It's pretty cool. Internet exchange point, flood zones, webcams, flights, earthquakes, Superfund sites. That's where toxic spills. NOAA weather stations. We got all. It just keeps on going and going and going. And we have the PrepperNet city groups. Okay. And then we also have just recently, we're adding so much. There's so much we haven't even added yet. We also added a PACE planner. PACE stands for primary, alternate, contingency, and emergency. And we have it already broken down into 10 categories that you can build out, and you label it and you put your plan there. Then you share it with your family members and your group members. We have already rally points, communications, medical, transportation, power, water, security, shelter, family contacts, evacuations. So we have this whole planner in there that I created with a former Ranger. Yeah, former Ranger. Yes. Security audit, support. We got, tons of questions here. We're going to have it. Check this out. I'm going to show you. This is where, let's say that we go to prepper camp and we all build this this map at prepper camp. We put data points in there where we found a creek, we found a spring, and we map it. We can then all edit it and work on this one data file and name it Prepper Camp USA. And then anytime someone goes to that area, they can download it and see all our data points. Or if you're going to the beach and you mark it, you can put it up here. We're going to post that so you can say Myrtle Beach, wherever you're going. And then people mark it, and then someone gets it and they mark more of it. And then it just grows. And it's a data point that it's not your personal information, but you wouldn't mind helping others and other people seeing it. Also in your group, you want to do your group, your area study of where your retreat is. You want everyone in your family and your group to have that. But then you also want your house. You may want to share that, you may not, or your work location. So all these areas can be saved, exported, and shared with someone else, and they can be imported in. I'm telling you, there's nothing like this in the world right now as we stand of what we've created. So I'm going to get right into it. Let's go here to the map here. So you're assigned, you given a activation code, and then you create a pin. That pin is only for you, no one else. Okay. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to start by, let's say this is my neighborhood, and I'm going to mark a place. Let's say I've already marked this place. Right here, you can see it's a fire station. Well, that's not really the fire station. The fire station is really over here. So I just moved the fire station. Well, it's really not even there. That's kind of weird. We'll put it right here. There's the fire station. Let's see what this is. I've already marked it. You can mark by just clicking. I'll just show you. Boom, click, and I can mark it, and I can go edit. What is this? Jane's house. And you can go save. I'm going to delete this for this. I'm going to go in here and put, this is female. I'm going to say her name is Jane. Jane. I could upload a photo. I could upload a file. I'm just going to hit save. Let's go back. Well, what do we got? There's Jane's house. Who's over here? What's this over here? Oh, that's the cell tower. If I want to see the information, I click here and I can see all the information on the cell tower. What's this? Oh, there, Tanya's house. Here is Chuck's house. And I can mark this and I can put tons and tons, unlimited information in there. Unlimited information in there. And then what's this over here? Oh, it's a sand trap. Oh, sand. That could be useful. And he's saying, oh, what's this here? Oh, it's a water. I marked a water pond. So great. There's Smith's water. So when you add a thing here, you can absolutely add data. You can add infrastructure. Let me just show you. Infrastructure, all this stuff. Security, fire stations, resources, demographics. You can do his and her. Are they evil? Are they liberal? Female work, kids, communications, all this stuff. And guess what? All this is 100% controlled by you. So let's go out. I'm going to delete this. I can go right here and manage categories and fields. Here are if you look right here, threats, infrastructure, resources. So right here, I can edit any one of these, change the name, change the color, and save it. Then there's subcomponents You can see here, I'm going to do this. Here are the 11 subcomponents I have under threats. I can see, I can add another one. I can edit one. I can add lower, it's just amazing what you can do. So you have full control over what these are named and all the subcategories. See all the subcategories here? You have full control of naming it and labeling it. And you can, in that, let me just show you. Let's, just to show you here, if you add a component, you can add fields. You can do text, numbers, checkboxes, drop downs, date, or multi-line. You can and it's crazy the amount of things you can do there. So anyway, full control over that. And so if you don't want to see something, you click here, it will uncheck all the ones in that territory, that category. So you're like, okay, let me see all the people. Oh, there's all the people. I want to see some infrastructure. Oh, don't have any marked. Whoops. Don't have any marked. How about natural resources? Oh, there's a lake and sand trap. Security. What infrastructure? I forgot what I have the fire trucks in there, but I'll mark them all again because whoops. Let's bring that back up. So this is just one small. All this data. And I'll show you this. Let's click on Karen here because everybody has a Karen, right? And say amen to that. You can go here and you can add data. What do you want to add? You can add, even under Karen, you can add her photo, notes. You can add files, multiple different things for Karen there. What's this here? This is site 20. I don't even know what that is. We can put it there. We can move pin. So that is, imagine you can mark everything that you want to mark in your hood, everything. Yes, you can put this on multiple computers. Yes, just saw that. So let's go down to the next thing because this is where it gets crazy, guys. I'm serious. OSINT tools. So I'm privacy and security guy. Okay. I use these tools to look people up and to get information on them. If I want to find people's usernames, if I want to find people's email addresses, I can do email searches on email. I mean, you guys are going to waste a lot of time here. I thought about not putting it here, but dating sites, you want to search some dating sites for people you know, farmers only. Yeah. You guys will be there a lot. I need prep. Oh, Ashley Madison, stay away from that one. But we search to find people for the U.S. Marshals. So we use a lot of these tools. Digital currency, dark web. You want to search the dark web? Here's some ways to search the dark web. All these links are to help you find information on people around you and everything. Okay. I'm not going to stay a lot in that because we can literally stay there. We have a notebook online. All this data stays on your computer. So you can see I have notebooks here. There's a note. There's a note. There's a note. You can add them. You can move them around. You can put them in like chapters or, like folders. See how we have folders right here. You can make new folders. Total 100%. Everything's editable here. You can then have contacts. So I have Rick in here. There's Rick. And I can create new contacts and I can put all them. This could be your group. It could be people in your neighborhood, household information, skills, equipment. It gives you all kinds of examples. You can create a whole contact list there. Then I have officials, like local official. You want to put your mayor in. You want to put your sheriff in. Has all his information, where he lives, everything. Then the county, and then the state, then the federal officials. You can do that for everyone. And then essential contacts. Here's emergencies. Poison control. All this information here. Medic, and insurance, community. You can do and then you can print it all as well. A lot of the stuff you can export as PDFs and you can print. But this is like your little personal notebook, your secret little black book that no one gets to see. And as you can see over here on the top left, you can edit everything. You can share it with your friends. You can also put it in a PDF, download as a PDF. So as I have my contacts here, will list or officials, you can download all this stuff in the PDF. Okay. That is notebooks. Just quick high look. Next is field notes. Field notes is like drawing on your board here. I'm gonna make a route. I'm gonna wait a second. Hang on. Where's my field note? Oh, start drawing. So I'm gonna draw a little route here with this. I'm gonna start here. Let's do this. I'm gonna do a little route, and you can draw on your map, and that's how we're gonna get the Tommy's house. And so then you can do text on here. You can put little figures on here. That's a danger area. You can draw circles or whatever you want to do. I mean, so literally, this is just for you and your planning. And if you don't want to see that, you just hit that and it's gone. If you want to see it again, you bring it back. You want to delete it all, you can clear it all. So it's planning, and you wait until you see some of the other tools. So that's field notes, okay? Let's minimize that. I'm going to minimize that. Let's go to home view. So right here, this is this view that we're looking right now is called home. Maybe this is where I live right here. But then I want to go to prepper camp. Let's bring up what's at prepper camp. Check this out. There's prepper camp in Tryon, North Carolina. Already got a few things marked. What's this? Tom's Pond. Tom has a pond. There's sand and some sand and bricks. There's a fire station. What's this? Jim lives there. What's this? Sally Bell lives there. And I can mark this place, and I can then share this with other people. That's pretty cool. But let's go to Rick's house. There's Rick's place. And then then down here's Garvin's home. Oh, there's my home. Okay. So now that we're here, I'm going to show you some other tools as well. We'll keep going down, but trust me, don't want to leave yet. So I live here, and I want to communicate with who is this here? Doug. I want to communicate with Doug on ham radio. So first of all, I want to see what my elevation is. So I'm going to click this marker over here, and I'm going to click right here. What's my elevation? My elevation is 774 feet. There's my address, and here's my longitude and latitude. There's my military coordinates. There's the time. There's the UTC time, and there's the sunrise and sunset for that marker right there where I just put that. And over here is where Doug lives. Doug's elevation is 951 feet. Can we communicate? I don't know, but there's all his details. Then let's go to, is this it? Yeah. So now we're going to use the line of sight tool. So I'm going to click here where I live, and then I'm going to click where Doug lives. And it's going to show me the terrain between our houses. And I'm like, dang, our ham radio is line of sight. We're going to have a problem communicating there. I could say, oh, I forgot. He has a 15-foot antenna. Does that make a difference? No, it really doesn't make a big a difference, does it? Well, what if he put his antenna, or he moved it over here close to the waterway? Oh, man, it still doesn't make a difference. What if I move mine closer to the waterway? What would happen then? Ooh, we're getting closer, okay? What if I go up 20 feet in a tree? Oh, we could probably make that work. You see what I'm saying? Let's go 40 feet in a tree. Boom. And he raises his sign. So this is line of sight. Helps you with, your ham radio communications. We know if you stay here and he stays here, we're not talking. So how far we're apart? We're 2.28 miles apart. And it has everything you need there. And it says, there's a problem here. So you can put antennas up. Find that somewhere else. That's insane. Okay. So we did the first one. The second one is the time zone. I'm going to zoom out just so you guys can see that, because time zones are weird. So you can see, here's a time zone. See how it, here's this time zone, and it's good to know the time zones, especially when you get, if you're having to talk to people over here, what's their time zone? What? That's a funky looking time zone. And some of these are there's a time zone button. So I'm going to go back over here to Rick's home. Let's go to my home back. Okay. So we're back to where we were. Okay. Next one is this function here, line of sight. We just did that one. Next one is this. This is the weather. You can pull up rain, clouds. This is all bringing it in from the live internet. Okay. Wind alerts. So let's do format all because we're going to see some alerts more, I think, up here. Let's see if it brings in the alerts anywhere. Is there any? There we go. There's alerts. You can click on that and it will tell you what kind of alert that is. Flood warning right there. Wind is kind of hard to see. It's winds mostly off the coast now. Temperature map. Again, this is only during, you have the internet or a way to get internet. Clouds, mostly, down south here. Rain, probably not much rain out on the coast. So no rain in our area. So let's go back here to, I meant to go to my house. Sorry. To my house. Okay, here we are. So what's this here is I'm going to have to walk to Doug's house. So I know that if I walk close to the water, it's going to take a while. I'm going to have to go over that. It's going to take a minute. And this is how I'm going to get to Doug's house. So what this is telling me here is the elevation. I mean, the feet that it's taking me to get there. So it's 2.36 miles. You can see the elevation, the degrees I want to go. So I can use my compass to get there. It literally builds your track, and you can so that's pretty cool. Oh wait, I actually had two things hit. Oh, I still have weather. So then you could do point to point. You can do distance. You can do freehand by like going. A lot of information. We're going to clear that. You can put it in meters if you're from Europe. You can do the area as well. It's pretty cool. So let's do the area of what's this little bay? What's the area of this bay here, roughly? We're just going to kind of guesstimate here. 1.71 acres in that little bay there. Okay. So that's a little measuring tool. Okay. Next, we're going to do population estimate. How many people live from me? Whoops. Okay. Let's do this again. From me. Sorry, I double clicked. I didn't mean to double click. I do want to bring it out a little bit. What's the population in this area right here? Let's estimate population. It's going to the Census Bureau, doing its best guess, and it's going to come back with an answer. 52,000 people. What? Well, you can see Salisbury's over here. Plus or minus around 52,000 people in that area. And you're like, dang, that's a lot of people. Yeah, there's a lot of people there. So that's that. And you can do that on a smaller scale as well. Let's just do my little cove here. I mean, how many people live in this? I would say not many. 300 people in that circle. That's a good place to be, right? Am I right? Okay. What's this? Okay. Don't freak out on this. Okay, let's say that on the nuke map, let's say Mooresville is gone. Okay, what size nuke is going to hit Mooresville? Let's just say the date. No, we'll just say this size right here: 100 kiloton bomb, nuclear bomb hits Mooresville. Sorry, Mooresville, you're gone. And you're like, okay, the winds though is actually going around 30 miles an hour right now. And the winds are really blowing kind of to the northeast. So there's the plume that's going to be, let's say if it's blowing, southwest there. And look, and then, okay, well, how many people are going to die? So I'm not sure I want to click this because it's going to take a minute, but I guess I will. It's going to take a minute of estimating how many people are in that area. But you can see that bomb, the only way that's going to affect you is if the wind. That's 81,000 people right there. And that's a smaller bomb, okay? But it's just kind of fun. I literally saw this like 10 years ago on a website, and I loved it. And I played around with it. And I'm like, how can I recreate this? And I literally, the software recreates this. So let's do, I don't want to do Charlotte, but let's do Charlotte because I know you guys are wondering. And let's do a big one, okay? And let's do. Okay, that's going to affect my little house over here, and the wind's blowing, whatever's blowing, and the speed on it, I don't even want to do the affected population. That's kind of fun. You can do all the different size bombs. Let's go back to my house over here. It's not really my house, by the way. Oh, you want to find out the prepper sites? Boom, there you go. You can get all the information on these cities that have PrepperNet groups. Okay, right there. You can click on and find out and join the group and, join the cult. It's not a cult, but let's see what else we have. I have some data permanently installed. So these are offline. If you want to see gels around you, it will show you the gels around you. If you want to see hospitals, tier 1 hospitals only, they're the tier 1 hospitals. This is all offline. Military bases, probably have to go down here, to the Fayetteville area, military bases. Here's a cool one, nuclear power plants in like a 60-mile radius. As you can see, the southeast, we're covered. You can click on the dots, of course, and get the information, of what plant that is. So we'll get rid of that. There's still so much more, guys. Route planner. So let's go back to here. Here's a route planner. I'm going to skip this. We're going to come back to that route planner. So this is my route. I'm starting here. First place, second place, third, and we're going to go. This is what I was wanted to show you going up to Doug's house. Whoops, right there. There's Doug's. Check this out. So it maps the terrain that you got to walk, tells you the elevation, the distance, and how long it would take you to walk that. So when you're talking about getting to your bug out place or going to another location or something, this is what I made that for. It's insane. It's crazy. This is offline stuff right here. So that is done all on your computer. 8 waypoints. You maybe even, you can move them. And, our cache is more, there's our cache. So we need to go to the cache. And then you just move them and it just adjusts. Okay. So that is building your own, what do we call that? Oh, route planner. Okay, now I'm going to show you some things. So you can save your views too. So let's say right here, this right here, and you want to save this view as something. So I'm going to hit save here. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. It took me back to my home. So if I want to save the current view, you can save unlimited space. So let's say that grandma lives right here. Okay. She lives right there inside that park. You can hit save current view and we call it Granny. Granny. And then boom, there's Granny's place. Well, and you can mark Granny's place, but we want to go back to my house. Okay. Or my little place. Now I'm going to show you a few things. Now this is bringing in live data and I'm going to hurry up here. So I didn't know it's going to take this long. Live data. And I just want you, I'm not going to show you everything. And just trust me, the data comes in. It all works. It takes time and it takes you at the right zoom level. So you're going to have to play with this, okay? Police stations. You click here and it's going to mark your police stations. Let's see if it will find a police station here somewhere too. There's 2 police. Here's one right here. The Deaton Police Department. See, it found 2. The other one must be right here in Salisbury. Salisbury Police Station. So it pulls up that data, okay? Oh, there's even more police stations, okay? Just know, you see how that took time to come in? Sometimes you get an error down here. It's all works. Sometimes the feed doesn't work, but it all works and we test it. Fire stations. But we test it. We have a thing that literally tests it every few hours. There's all the fire stations. You don't know what the fire station is. And you click there, okay? So just know that all the hospitals, click here. Sometimes it takes a minute. Sometimes you got to be zoomed in right. Here's, in Asheboro. Here's one in Salisbury. So let's keep going. Power stations, water treatment, dams, hardware stores, grocery stores, gun stores, churches, boom, schools, bridges. I mean, there's a lot of bridges, guys. Wells, fire high. Oh gosh, I didn't mean to do that. How do I? Okay. See, I don't know what is this. Let me find out what this is. Oh, chapel. I got rid of churches. Sometimes you got to do twice there. So, libraries, gas stations, veterinarian, propane, sheriff's offices, lighthouses, cell phone towers, hiking trails, weather alerts, Amber alerts, FBI most wanted, protest coming, flood zones, super sites, FEMA shelter, AM, FM broadcast stations. Let's see if there's any. There's some radio stations right here. You can click on this and see what radio station that is. Okay. Ham radio, GMRS, Mesh Network, webcams, flights. Let's try to do this. Look, there's a plane in the air right now. It tells you everything you need to know about that plane. Here's another one. And if you wait, they'll actually. Oh, look! Did you see they moved? Okay, military flights. Let's see if we can find any military flights around here. They will be in red. There's one. Let's see what it is. You're like, they actually have that? That's a C-30J. Don't even know what that is. And I was Air Force. Let's see what this one is. That's one. It might be. I don't even know what they are. Let's form out a little bit. What's down here? Oh, meant to click on the. But anyway, last thing. Hang with me here. Let's keep going down here. Oh, there's still flights. So military flights, helicopters. Oh yeah, helicopters flying everywhere. Earthquakes, weather stations. Now check this out. I'm gonna do weather stations. So let's go down here to this one here. Not all have this ability. Okay, you can click here and actually listen to it. This data is only available online. Come on, this is impossible to have this stuff offline. All this stuff is online only. What I'm showing you now, power grids. This is going to knock your. Let me scoot in here because this you can see the lines, the power grid lines that are showing up. Power grid, gas pipe, oil lines, railroad, internet exchanges, active wildfires. I wonder if there's any fires in North Carolina because there is a fire alert right now. Oh, yeah, there are fires right here. You see all the fire alerts? I don't know. I just thought that would be cool information. That's all being brought in. You have to have the internet for that. You can, I'll state this one time, and you guys are going to ask me 100 times later. I can bring this stuff in and then save. I can literally bring in all the information I want and save it, and it will save it offline for you. Okay? So let's get rid of that. Let's go back over to the right here. We did home views, Pace Planner. Okay, here's a whole dashboard for Pace Planner. Here's the dashboard, 10 categories. As you fill out your Pace plan, it spells PACE. There's primary, alternate, contingency, emergency. See how it spells PACE when you got it 100%? You can do all this. If you're new to a PACE plan, don't worry. We have a whole guide right here on how to fill it out and what everything you need to know. Okay, but these are all, and you can add more here as you want. If you want to add different, to do a PACE plan for many things. So this one is just kind of pre-filled out with stuff. Any event requiring evacuation from the home or neighborhood, boom, primary, alternate. Emergency is going to grandma's house. Okay. So that is your PACE plan built in here for you to do. That's pretty cool. That's a brand new thing that we just added, and it is wonderful. We have online resources. You want to look at the boat traffic. Some of this stuff I just didn't want to, the drought, power outage, nationwide. These takes you to outside maps, okay? Float cameras. That would cost like $48 for so many. Yeah, I would like to mark them, but it costs too much money. Crime map, man, that cost a fortune to do that. But you can go look at it and then mark it on your map. Okay. And then we have news feeds. This is something else I just added. And you're like, why do we want news feeds? Well, these are the latest news feeds 2 minutes ago, 6 minutes ago, 7 minutes ago. And it will, you open that and it will take you to that news feed. But let me just show you. I live near a town called Waxhaw, North Carolina. You're like, well, what's it going to find in Waxhaw, North Carolina? Well, Waxhaw Middle School band, takes center stage. Husband kills wife in Waxhaw. So you can do detailed searches on your hood, in your neighborhood. Here, look at all the news things 4 minutes ago from Waxhaw man arrested in child sex abuse case. What? And so, but yes, so you can search your own little town. You can scroll. You can go in here and pick your news feeds. And I'm sorry, but I picked the news feeds. Fox, Daily Wire, Post, Federalist, Washington Examiner. I do have AP News and BBC. I don't have, there's no ABC or CNN here. Trust me. I have them all selected. You can select what you want. This is a new thing that I added and I love it. And then you can refresh. So let's go back. And then the control center. So there's documents right here. So when I do an update, you'll get a little message on the side here and it'll say update. And here's you can see the things that we've updated. These are all the updates we've pushed out on this software. It's been awesome. Then get started. I have a whole, read. It tells you what things mean. Developer's log. So this is just documents for you. Then I have settings. Now, guys, this is important now. This is cool. A lot of you still staying. That's cool. You can do light mode. You can do dark mode. You can, let me go back. Different different maps. Okay, let me scoot out a little bit. You can do street map. You can do satellite map. Of course you can do satellite map. You can do a hybrid map. Of course you can. A topo map. Are you kidding me? Dark mode. Then you can do lights. What does it look like, in that area from, outer space? I don't know. I thought it was cool. A terrain map, but topo map, street map. So you can do all the different maps. Let's go back to settings and you can set which one you want to be your default layer. Then it has your stats. I have 27 sites. I have assets named. How much is my offline storage? Local storage is 35 megs right now. It has everything here. Has a panic button. I'm going to get to that in just a second. I have lifetime access to this because it's subscription based, which everyone else is going to create this in the future will do that. And that sucks. There's some other things like talk or something, subscription based. You don't want that. You don't. It doesn't even mark this. Your version number, check for updates, offline map. So if you want to save offline map, you click here, it opens it up, and you set what you want to, the area you want to do it, and it will save everything. Then you can share it with other people. Let's see, offline mapping. Then you can do backups because I hate for you to lose this. So you're going to set up, I want to be reminded every 6 hours, 12 hours, whatever, how many hours to back it up. And you just come in here and you hit the backup button. Download backup, restore backup, export PDF report, share sites. So you can share. So I'm going to just hit this real quick and I can share one of the sites. I did, all these sites. I can share that information, all the data points on that with someone else. Okay. Then you can send me a message, our support team a message. Data manager, you can go in here and you're like, what? Oh, these are all my data points. And you can just literally just delete them from here. It's like instead of having to search for things. Then you can change your PIN number because, your son may have got on it. You let him use the PIN and you want to change it. You can clear all data. You'd be amazed how many times you clear all data. You're like, oh, I don't like that or whatever. So everybody's asking, I know you're wondering about this panic button. And you only push this when you're desperate and you just absolutely, you're at the end. Okay. And I'm going to press it just so you guys can see. This activates a protocol to know, never give up. We're never going to let you down. Okay. Okay. That's the panic button. And yes, I put that in and I love that. Okay. That's about the crux of it. Let me just show you. I'm going to show you one more thing here before everybody leaves me. I'm going to go back to here. Guys, that was the demo. You can purchase this for a lifetime for 150 bucks. You go to the URL, you use that coupon code, and you get $49 off if you want to purchase this. If you don't, fine. I'm rolling this out to an affiliate only model. So I'm only going to let affiliates sell this. So that's why this discount from me at $50, you'll never see it this low again. Affiliates can offer you $40 off. That's all they're going to offer. That's all they can offer you off is $40 off. I'm offering you $49 off. And if you want to buy it, you can go right there to areastudymap.com. If you don't buy it, probably less headache for me. But we finally built this so people can buy it. I've already seen like 15 people purchase it tonight. It looks like, I don't know, I didn't count them. But that's the software I created for me and my group. And we use it constantly. I use it. Everyone in our group. Now, if you have a group, be honest. Everyone needs to buy this. Come on. As a matter of fact, we actually have alarms in there. And there's one guy that's been pushing it. That's because he's been testing it. But if you use more than like 4 IP addresses, it shows up in a red icon in our back end. And we can see, and this guy has used 3 different IP addresses. I'm sure he's on here, and his name starts with an R. You know who I'm talking about. And he's put it on his Linux box. And every time there's an IP, we get notified because he's coming to get that information and download and the stuff. And we're like, so we just want to prevent that. We're trying to keep honest people honest. Okay. So I've worked hard on this. This has been years in the making. Did I go to the military and learn this? No, I did this in real world for 25 years. That's what I've done. Real world. So, people, they'll use they use things like, I can't even name it. What area of operation? I don't know what the freaking area of operation is. There's no operation going on around my house. But I don't, but that means something to some military people. It doesn't mean anything to me. I call it my home view. So if you guys have questions, light it up. I'm ready to take questions. I'll get it soon. Thanks again. I'll be a review. Yeah. Yes. Toolman. Is that Tim? That's not Tim. No. Okay. Oh, I need to read up here because it's bigger. So you don't have it on different machines, but you want people to buy it a license for? No. Just one for per person or for family. I don't mind if you buy this and give this to your family members. I don't mind that. I'm not in this for the money, but I don't want you to buy this and give this to your group. If I see one activation code and it's on, used like 10 IP addresses, you're like, wait a second, come on, people. So, I didn't want to put that in, but we did. But no, if you buy it, and like the guy with the R, his name starts with R, he's put it on like 8 computers and a PC, Linux, because I saw some back and forth because he had questions about Linux. One last thing. Let me show you guys real quick. Let me share the screen. I forgot to show you this one thing here. Okay. So so it's right now in the browser, and you're like, oh, Forrest, that's just in the browser. So what you do, you see up here where it says open in app, click that. And now, okay, it opened in a map. I got to share the new screen though for you. So let me hang on, remove. Sorry, I got to share a new screen here. Share. No, didn't mean to do that, but okay, share screen. So what happened? It opened a brand new window right here. Okay, there. So you're like, well, Forrest, this is just another window. Well, it is, but now it's in a window that just saved the app on your computer. And then you can get to it without any internet. So you can go in your browser and get to it, or you can just go in like a Linux. It opens it up as an app, same as on your computer. Opens up as an app now on your computer, installed on your computer. You never, after you fill this out, you never have to connect to the internet again. But it's kind of cool to see that some of them features. So let me see if I can read some of these questions. So all I'm saying is there will be a lot of IPs if anyone has a DC equipment. Well, just be careful. No, there shouldn't be. I mean, how many IP addresses do you have in your house? Trust me, I'm a privacy and security expert. Every computer in your house will have one IP, unless you're using a VPN, and then use it wisely, or we can shut it off. That just concerns me. You ask questions like that, but I don't know who you are, but I can't even read your name from here. But that's only fair and right. Yeah, I agree. Would a computer literate person be able to use? Yes, you're using a browser. Everything is point and click in this. Everything is point and click. The only thing is, if you save files or you want to transfer files, I mean, that's you would save a file, email it to a friend, and they are secure. Or if you want to save it to a thumb drive, yes. I mean, that's the extent. There's no computer. As long as you can use a browser, you can use this. Would a computer? Yeah. So I think that's all the questions. But yes. So the guy with the R, he's used like 3 IP addresses or 4. It brought up the alarm, but I could tell. I mean, but I know him, and he's not sharing it with his group. But he asked questions about 2 different devices, and so I'm like, okay, he's putting it. And he uses a VPN because he's in my class, my privacy and security class, and he is, yeah. So I know what's going on with him. But he's a 1 IP address. He's put the code in, and also he's put the code in many times. We'll just say that, and he's playing around with it, and that's what I want you to do. Computers and 6 computers and 4. Okay. Yeah. If you have 6 computers with 4, I don't know what a RP. I'm not understanding what that is. I'm sorry. 6 computers. First of all, you don't need this on 6 computers. But I don't mind if you do it. I mean, you can have one at if you have one at your retreat, yeah, you guys figure it out. Just be honest. That's all I'm saying. You guys figure it out. Oh, Raspberry Pi. You have it on 6 computers and a Raspberry Pi. Is that what you're saying? 4 Raspberry Pis? Why would you do that? That's a nightmare of backing up, but not sure why you would do that. I can see, well, I'm not going to make statements, but okay. Any other comments or questions? But yeah, I literally made this for myself. There's some Easter eggs in here. If you guys hang around, maybe I'll show you one. Wait, I don't know why it's asking me if I should show that or not. No, okay, you have that. Yeah, I have a bunch too, but there's no need for me to. I would, put it on all of them, but it asked me if I wanted to show something. I said yes, but I don't see it on there. Interesting. I don't understand what's going on there. First, I only log the public IP, correct? So if I have 10 computers behind the NAT, it should only see one. That is true, but okay, yeah, that's true. Yes, that's true. If you have a VPN at your home, like I do, that's still only 1 IP address. All your computers in your house would use. Yes. That is. Oh, let me say this too before you guys leave. And I forgot. I have a card right here. Right here. If you have issues with this, you're like, I don't know how to do this, Or I don't know how to put together a comms plan. I don't know how to put together a PACE plan. I have two friends that you can hire that know this software, and they will help you every step of the way. They will charge you an hourly fee. They will help you put this and work this for your group, work this for your family, help you do a comms plan, help you do a PACE plan, and they will charge you. And they're worth they're two of my favorite people, and they're way prepared like you would not believe. And if you like, hey, I'm interested in hiring someone to help me put this together, it's not going to be me, but ask me and I'll refer you to two people. And one of them may be Grid Down Comms Up. Maybe, maybe not. Is there a full feature that allows us to see the property owner's name? We're adding in the future a way. No, there's no way to do that unless you go to tax records, and you can't download all the tax records unless it costs money. Yeah, it costs money. Yeah, there's no way you can do it on the internet, and people are paying for that. But it is if there's a feed that does that, we haven't been able to find it for free. We found it where we can pay for it and get it. But so what we're going to do is, John, Patrick, they're a way of the same files that you can get from Google Earth. I forgot what the extension is on them, but we're going to have it so you can import them in here. That's coming in down the road. So you can, because a lot of KM, that's it, KML files. We're going to have it so you can import them. We also are going to have it so, let's say you do have a neighborhood database, and it's your and you have people's names, their addresses and stuff. We're going to have a way where you can import that as well to the different addresses in there. Because if you notice, some of the maps, especially the is it this one of the topo map or something? It actually gets down to street addresses. That way we can actually assign that house that name. And so that's an obstacle. We're trying to figure out we haven't tested that yet. In theory, we think we know how to do it, but we're not sure. You still may have to go in. We're not sure. We're going to have to figure that out. We know we can import it, but we don't know to get the markers there automatically. So we're working on that. Again, this has been trial and error. I kid you not. I didn't make this. I made this for myself, and I was like, this is cool. And I paid people over the years thousands of dollars to do some of this stuff. So other comments or questions at all? So let me put back up the this right here. So $150. I'm telling you, affiliates will be. I'm going to sell this. Mostly affiliates are going to be selling this in the future. I don't want to sell this. I got too much to do. If you want to sign up to be an affiliate, buy it first. That's the requirement to be an affiliate. Is you buy it. So you might as well buy it at $150. Because you're not. I'm not going to make you an affiliate. Then you give yourself. It makes no sense. So, and then you can promote this and sell this and make money. I'm not gonna. I just did I think $3,000 worth of ads on Facebook. Sales it's been going crazy, and I know I got a limited time because everyone, their brother's going to produce one of these, and I feel that mine's the best. Also, mine is made by someone that's actually done this. I'm telling you, I got the books, I got the map. I've got the years of experience, but not for the military. I didn't do it for the military. I didn't. I did it in real life, and that's why when the things on here is kind of what I wanted. So, military didn't have nuclear bomb testing I doubt they do. Maybe they know that. Any other comments or questions at all? This has been great. I love this. I've spent a lot of time with this, guys, as you can probably tell. Um, and yeah, it's been you guys will get a replay email. This I did so I even forgot to show you everything, but hybrid map here. Yeah. You can zoom down. Where was my right here? See, I have a nice little place here. It's really not mine, by the way. I don't even know where this is. But look at that. Oh, wait a second. I need to move to there. I just moved. Thank you very much. And where do I have Doug over here? Doug, where are you? There you are, Doug. Let's put Doug here somewhere here. On he needs an ocean waterfront too. Let's put him over here. That way I have to go around. Okay. See, that's pretty cool, huh? There's my house. Y'all come and find me. Okay, I see another question here. How do you recommend securing the local data? Okay, the local data is, I mean, well, you do have a pin to open it. Otherwise, that should be I mean, that's your computer. I can offer you my privacy and security course where I teach people how to secure everything. But yeah, I mean, if your local data on your computer, whatever's on there now is not secure, mm, yeah, that needs to be secure. Thanks again, Mr. Garvin. I'm looking forward to using this. Thank you. I'm JT. I don't know. I don't know. Some people, I try to figure out who people are. I may know people, I may not. But you like my new house there? Wait, is that a bridge? No, I don't know what that is. I may need to do some reconnaissance to my new house that I just took over. Um, any other comments or questions or anything you want to see? I'm gonna let me get off this and I'm gonna tell you about an Easter egg. I'm gonna remove this real quick. Let me get the Easter egg. Okay, it's open. So I just opened the Easter egg over here to the side here. And you know, once you buy it, I'll show you. I'll tell you about it. But we have some songs here. Uh, ex, uh, we have some songs. Let's see. Let's see if I can find a good song here. I don't know if y'all can hear sound. Let's go to R. Let's go to R. There's some songs here are not for everyone. Okay. Um, Here's a good one. These are prepper songs that I've acquired over the years. And some of these you might not like. Sorry, you might not like them, but there's an Easter egg that can bring these up. There's a Hillary song. See, told you might not like some of these. Uh, I don't kill my wife. I don't even know dirty. I don't even know what some of these songs are, to be honest with you. Buy a shotgun. These are prepper songs that people have given me that I've just collected over the years. But they're all kind of prepper songs. There's some I saw some the prepping song. I don't even know what this is. I've never listened to this. Well, thank you for okay. That song sucks. Is a mega song? You don't hear the music at all? Too bad. Oh, you can't hear it? Oh, hang on one second. I am so sorry. Hang on. I can hang on. Um, let me if you guys want to stay with me, stop sharing. Add share. Nope. Share screen. All I have to do is share. Well, you're supposed to be able to hear this. Oh, wait. Nope. My bad. Okay. Y'all ready for this? Okay. Now, here we go.
USA is a mess today. You can hop on the Trump train. You can hop on the Trump train. He's anti-establishment. He is a businessman. And he's so... That's great. It starts with an earthquake, birds and snakes and airplanes. Lenny Bruce is not afraid. I have a hurricane. Listen to yourself. Churn world serves its own needs. Dummy serve your...
So, oh, it's a redneck song. I got to play that.
Come land on my shoulder. I ain't gonna hurt you.
So these are all prepping songs that people have kind of put together. I am a doomsday prepper. I have no idea what these songs are, some of them.
One day, society's gonna come collapse down upon itself. And when it does, you're gonna have two type of people. You're gonna have the first type that prep for it and they survive. Then you got the other ones who fail to prepare and they died.
So anyway, that's a little boom, little secret Easter egg, and there's a few more in there too. So anyway, okay, I think we're done, guys. Thank you for joining us for this. Hey, there you go. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hope it was got some information out of this. Hope you liked it. If you do it in the notebooks, that's fine. That's fine. But I'm going to end this. It's been forever. I need to time this better. So thank you guys for joining. I love it. I love this. This is, I'm telling you, I will say this. If you guys take this serious, hey, sorry I missed which. Oh, it works on all of them. You just got to have a browser and it works on it. Okay. Every computer in the world, as long as it has a browser, it has to be a Chromium base, which is Brave, which is Chrome. Yes, I'm not a big. I tell my people never use Chrome, but we use Brave. I will tell you. I was going to say my stats and mine and my offline maps. I've got 30 offline maps saved. I've got pushing almost over 600 gigabytes of information now in mine. I've been building it for 6 dang months and building it, and I'm saving it and saving it. I mean, that's my group, not my personal, my group. And where our area is, in Miami Beach, Florida, that's where my area is. That's where my survival is. You go there, you dig in the sand, boom. That's my underground bunker. Everybody always wants to know Miami, Florida. And you imagine mapping that area. Okay. So and I saved you can save in all the maps, all of them, and you choose the area. The bigger area, the more map blocks you save, the more data, and it tells you how much data it's going to save when you save it. And you can go, oh gosh, that's 200 megs. I don't need the entire state of North Carolina or whatever. So it's fun to just play with. There's so many things. We've tested everything, I think. So anyway, guys, good night. It's been 2 hours almost. Good night. God bless. And there'll be a replay video that comes out at like 11. It's like 3 hours after we start or something. So anyway, and it's here on YouTube. You can just come and watch it anytime you want to. Okay. Share it with your friends and then buy it and become a reseller. And let's get this out there. So I'm going to stop sharing. This is me. Good night, everyone. You guys take care. God bless. Bye-bye.